Shalom Israel. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh Ba'Hashem Yahushua. Okay, and I'm going to get right into it. This is your brother Zayan Laquam, Men of Valor 12, Men of Valor 13, and all that. So basically, this video that I want to do, Lord willing, it will be quick. It's on this article, as you can see here. It says CBS New York, CBS local news. It says person struck, killed by Amtrak train in Edison, New Jersey. Now, the reason why I'm doing the video on this news report is because I know the guy that got killed in this train accident personally. Okay, I can go even as far as to say that the brother was a friend of mine, because he was. I don't know what happened. I don't know if the man took his own life, or if he was pushed off, or what happened. But according to the article, it says he was hit by an Amtrak train, which everybody around here knows them things fly pretty fast. So, that was a bad way to go out. Okay, but so before I get the scriptures, I just want to give a quick backdrop on it. So I woke up this morning, and my Eve woke me up, and she told me that one of my peoples in the world was mourning about a death. And when she showed me the picture, I realized that was my man. I'm saying, hold up, what the hell's going on? So as we're talking about it, it was funny that she mentioned to me did he know he was an Israelite? Which that's the thing. He did. And that's basically the basis of this video, man. Okay. This man that got killed by this train, he knew he was an Israelite. He knew he was an Israelite before I met him. Okay, he grew up in Brooklyn. He had a couple of years on me, and a couple of years in the physical state. But he knew he was an Israelite. And it was funny because my cousin calls me talking about it as well. We were both talking about it, and he mentioned it again. He knew he was an Israelite. Because everybody around me knows what time it is. And, we push that vibration on people about their culture. But this man knew that. Okay, so ultimately, regardless of whether he took his own life or somebody took his life, okay, the brother wasn't doing what he was supposed to do. He wasn't putting in work for the Lord. He wasn't following the ways of the Lord, to what led to this tragedy in his eyes. Ultimately, right now, he's chilling with the Most High, okay, because all souls go back to the Creator, all right? He's no longer suffering, but getting hit by a train, an Amtrak train, is not no way. That's not the way a man of the Lord is supposed to go out. And typically, that's what happens when you're running around here in these streets, being a nigga, or you're on a common board being a nigga, or you being a nigga in your own house or whatever. Like, you're just not complying with the ways of the Lord. Which is not to say that you got to be doing sit-down videos 24/7 or just be at camp, but keeping the high holy days, keeping the commandments, teaching your family and others to do so as well, informing your people about their nationality, staying away from the lust of the world. And this is also ways of putting in work. Without further ado, let me get a scripture. This is the book of Samuel, chapter 15, 1 Samuel chapter 15. I'm going to go down to verse 22. And it says, and Samuel said, Have the Lord as great delight in burnt offerings and sacrifice as in obeying the voice of the Lord? Behold, to obey is better than sacrifice, and to hearken than the fat of rams. Okay? But like I said, this brother, this man, he knew the truth. He knew he was an Israelite. He knew what tribe he was from and everything. Okay? But people rather do what they feel is right, or people rather follow the commandments of men, follow the lust of their hearts, okay, instead of hearkening to the voice of the Lord. Because look, at the end of the day, the scriptures say what? That your firstborn should be given unto the Lord, and this goes back to our parents and their parents, which we understand we were under the curses, and there was a blindness on Israel for a long time. Okay, but as men of Israel, we're supposed to follow after the Lord, man, from the rip. The Lord comes first, no matter what your profession is, no matter what your lifestyle is. Okay, we got to put the Lord first. Verse 23, for rebellion is the sin of witchcraft, and stubbornness is as iniquity and idolatry. Because thou hast rejected the word of the Lord, he hath also rejected thee from being king. Okay, and that's typically the whole entire state of the nation. We have been rejected from being the kings of the earth, to why right now the Lord has the basis of men, these so-called white people, better known as Caucasians, because they're from the Caucasus Mountains. They're the cavemen, biblically known and truly known as the biblical Hebrew Edomites. The Most High has made them kings over the earth. Why? Because our people are rebellious in nature. You have a calling when we were born into this world. We wasn't born to be basketball players. We weren't born to be rappers and baseball players and dancers. Okay? We weren't born to do these things. And the reason why I specifically target those fields is because people give their life to those matters of the world, man. People give their life to them. People sell their soul. People sell their rectum. Women sell their bodies. Men sell their rectums. To be basketball players, to be rappers, to be movie stars, to be athletes, etc., man. To make millions and millions of pieces of green paper with Esau's face on it. With their slave master's face on it. Instead of following the ways of the Lord. Instead of doing the works of the Lord, feeding the poor. Okay? Being a brother to a widow instead of being a husband. Being a father to the widow's children instead of being a husband to their mother. Being a father to the fatherless. Being a brother instead of being a killer. Instead of being a user. Instead of oppressing. Okay? Being a hater. Being hating all the things that the Lord hates, man. When you walk around and act like you don't care about, the wickedness around you, you liable to be judged for that same wickedness, man, because you never spoke against it. You never corrected the wickedness. And that's rebelling against the Lord. Because the Lord said what? Cry aloud and spare not. Tell my people, man. That goes for everybody, not just the prophets on the streets, not just for the elders and the apostles, not just for the brothers that been do the work week in and week. That's for the whole nation. Cry aloud and spare not. I just had to curse somebody else out the other day, a family member, man. We went out, we were, I did a job, and I brought a family member with me, and they ordered some fucking pork, man. I had to curse their ass the hell out. And he thought it was a joke. Literally told the server, no, I'm not paying for that shit. Take this shit back. Nigga, if you want to eat, pay with your own money. But they couldn't because they didn't have no money. I was paying for it. And they got salty. But that was me fulfilling and hearing the word of the Lord and fulfilling the word of the Lord by telling my people that they're going off. Instead of turning a blind eye to it. Look at the next scripture. This is, matter of fact, this is a beautiful scripture right here. thy ways, acknowledge him, and he shall direct thy path. Exactly. Man. Getting hit by a train is a path of judgment. You're not following the ways of the Lord. Okay? So you have to acknowledge the Lord in everything. In everything that we do, put the Lord first. Put the laws first. Put Yahweh Shah first, man. What will Yahweh Shah do? That's why the Lord sent his son, man, to be an example. So you acknowledge him first. What will Yahweh Shah do, man, in your situation? And he should direct thy path. This is the scripture that I want to get. This is the book of Ezekiel. The book of Ezekiel, chapter 2. And this is verse 8. But thou, son of man, hear what I say unto thee. Be not thou rebellious like that rebellious house. Talking about the nation of Israel, man. Don't follow the ways of the multitude. That's what a lot of our people do. Okay? For example, I was just getting into, my Eve was getting into an argument with her sister-in-law because of not celebrating Christmas, which my Eve hasn't celebrated it since we've been together. You know, and they even admitted, my in-laws even admitted to saying, yeah, we're only really doing it because everybody else does it, and we don't want to feel left out. You know, but the Lord just said, don't rebel like that rebellious house, which is everybody else. Open thy mouth and eat that I give thee. Okay, which is this word, which is the roll. And like we just read back here in the book of Proverbs 3 and 6, and all thy ways acknowledge him, and he should direct thy paths. So are we going to follow what everybody else thinks? Are we going to follow our hearts? Are we going to follow our boyfriends, our girlfriends, aka husbands and wives, mothers and fathers, when they're doing wickedness? When they're going contrary to Yahweh Shah? When they're going opposite of the scriptures? The scriptures say there is a way that seemeth right unto the man, but the end thereof is death. Look at this last scripture. I'm going to leave you guys with that, man. Because like I said, when I heard the news of the brother being killed, you know, it messed me up. I ain't gonna front. Because like I said, that's how we say in the world, that's my nigga. But you know what, man? At the end of the day, the Lord comes first. And if you're going off, you're going off. Which, like I said, I don't know the exact details, the actual way it happened, whether the man took his life or took his own, but at the end of the day, the judgment thereof of death that came from the Lord. And why? I know personally the brother was not following the Lord with his whole heart, in his entirety. I know he wasn't. You know? And that's the point of doing this video. To let you brothers and sisters know out there, this is not a game, man. This man that got hit by this train, he knew he was an Israelite. There's more to this than knowing you an Israelite. There's more to this than knowing the name of the Lord. There's more to this than saying Shalom and Khan Ak. There's more to that. There's more to just going on the comment board saying, double honors and all praises. There's more to that, man. You have to put in this work with your whole heart. And the work is not just doing videos. It's charity. It's patience. It's teaching others the truth. It's teaching others to keep the commandments. It's teaching others about faith. It's teaching others about forgiveness. Teaching your wives, your children. Because we do have wives and we do have children in this truth, man. Not everybody's situation is the same. This is the book of Hebrews, chapter 10, verse 31, and I'm going to leave y'all with this. It is a fearful thing to fall into the hands of the living power. And with that, I want to say all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh by Hashem Yahushua and Shalom.